Bechoros Daf Dalid. Says the Mishnah that a Levi and a Kohen are potter from Pidyon Haben. How do we know? Says Rava, because if the Levi has the power to pater Yisrael from Pidyon Haben, like the Torah says that there's 22,273 Yisraelim and there's 22,300 Levim. 300 of them were Bechorim, so we don't count those 300. So 22,000 Levim took care and pater the 22,000 Yisraelim. So therefore, if they could pater Yisrael, they could pater themselves. How do we know that a Kohen and a Levi are pater from Peter Chamar? They are not pater from the firstborn of a kosher animal, but the firstborn of a tamei animal, the donkey, they are pater. How do we know? So Abayi says it's a kavachomer. If the animals of the Levim patered the Yisraelim in the Midbar from Peter Chamar, so certainly they should pater themselves from the Peter Chamar. And Rava says it's a Gzeir Shava. Whoever is pater from Pidyon Haben is pater from Peter Chamar. So since we already learned that a Kohen and Levi is pater from Pidyon Haben, it's pater from Peter Chamar. Now there's halacha. As we know, a daughter of a Levi, a Leviah herself, who marries Yisrael, and she has a baby, firstborn, she's pater from Pidyon Haben. A Levi, Rav Papa asked 4 questions. According to what we just said, that a Levi who's able to absolve Yisrael from Peter Chamar and from Pidyon Haben should certainly be able to pater himself. So that's only a Levi that did it for Yisrael. What about a Levi that couldn't do it for Yisrael? There's 4 cases, such as a Levi who never had a sheep, so he didn't pater Yisrael, so how could he pater himself? What about a Levi who was under a month old? He didn't pater Yisrael. What about a Nekeva, a Leviah? She didn't pater any Yisraelim in the Midbar. And finally, the 4th one is R Eli Stefansky. R Eli Stefansky, as the Torah says, he didn't pater Yisraelim, so maybe he himself should be chayav in Pidyon Haben and in Peter Chamar. So Gemara says no, there's a hekesh of all the Levim together. It says ha-Levim, all the Levim are equal, and if most of the Levim could pater themselves, so all the Levim could pater themselves, and we learn a Kohen from a Levi because in 24 places a Levi is called a Kohen, etc. Now in the Midbar, what exactly did they use in order to pater themselves from Peter Chamar? Did they use money, or did they use, like the Torah says, a sheep? Says the Gemara, it was a seh. It was a sheep. Why? Because if we see that in the Midbar they used money for humans. Why did they use money for humans? Like we said, there's only 22,000 Levim. So there was an extra 273 Israelim that didn't have corresponding Levim. So they had to use the 5 slime for themselves. So they used money. So you see that money was used in the Midbar, was used for generations to come. So too, just like in generations to come, we use a sheep to do Peter Chamar, so too in the Midbar, they use the sheep for Peter Chamar. And we have halacha that one sheep of a Levi was able to pater many donkeys of the Yisraelim. Logically, it makes sense that Yisraelim had more donkeys than Levim had sheep. But even if you'd say not like that, the Gemara brings a raya that one sheep was able to pater many. And if so, later on, one sheep can be used for many Peter Chamars. Not that you do many Peter Chamars with one sheep in one shot. Just if you give the sheep to a Kohen, you're allowed to take it back from the Kohen. If he gives it to you, you buy it off of him. You can use it again and again, as long as you buy it off the Kohen each time. L'kula alma, according to everybody, the Bechoros were Kadosh when they were in Mitzrayim. Kadosh likol Bechor, tonight, Lala Seder, the Bechor has a special Kedusha. L'kula alma, when the Bechoros were in Eretz Yisrael, after the 40 years in the desert, they had a Kedusha. There's a machlokes Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish whether or not they had Kedusha in the Midbar or not. Now, according to Maskanas HaGemara, Rish Lakish admits to Rabbi Yochanan that in the beginning they did have Kedusha. He just argues from the point that they counted the Levim till the point they came into Eretz Yisrael. So according to Rabbi Yochanan, it says Kaddish Likol Bechor, and that Kedusha remains throughout the entire Midbar. According to Rish Lakish, it says V'haya Kiviyacha, and then it says V'havarta Kol Peterechem, that only after they came into Eretz Yisrael, then you create a Kedusha for the Bechor. Rabbi Yochanan says, well, according to Rabbi Lazar had a dream. He had a dream that he saw Rabbi Yochanan. Says Rabbi Lazar, if I dreamt that I saw Rabbi Yochanan, then I'm going to say a good pshat today. And he used that good pshat to help Rabbi Yochanan. He said, what's the pshat in Rabbi Yochanan? He said, because it says, Kili kol Bechor. Because Rabbi says, to me, every Bechor is mine. And he used that lashon li b'haviyas and you that the Bechorim were always kadosh, they remained in kedusha from the time they left Mitzrayim all the way till Eretz Yisrael. Now, what does Rabbi Yochanan do with the psukim that Rish Lakish has? Rish Lakish has very strong psukim. It says v'havarta, when you get to Eretz Yisrael, v'aykiviyacha, you get to Eretz Yisrael, and then v'havarta kolpet derechem, then they become kadosh. Says the Gemara, the Rabbi Yochanan is going to say the pshat is that if you keep the mitzvah of Bechor, then you'll be zoich to go into Eretz Yisrael. One of the questions we had on Rish Lakish was that it says that before the Mishkan stood, who did the avodah? First, you were able to use a bama, which is a private mizbech in somebody's backyard, and the person that doing the avodah was the Yisrael. Now, where did you get these Yisraelim from? It was only a year into the midbar, so they were a year old. Had it be that they were old Yisraelim from Mitzrayim? So you see that the kedusha, they still had kedusha in the midbar. Says Rish Lakish, I agree to you that anybody that came out of Mitzrayim still had kedusha. What I'm saying is that they didn't have new kedusha. Another question that we had on Rish Lakish was that in that day of the Hakamas HaMishkan, they brought all the Bechoros as korbanos. So you see that there was Bechoros that had kedusha. Says Rish Lakish, you're right. These are the Bechoros that came out of Mitzrayim, that their kedusha remained, but no new Bechor had kedusha in the midbar. And with that, we'll finish today's daf. Have a wonderful Pesach. Have a great day. I'll see you Be'ezer Hashem on Chalamayid.